yeah, 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 yeah. Cause I got these mouths to feed. Then I think about where I've been, and I must believe that if he did it, he'll do it again. God has been too good to me. Every good and perfect thing, let's see what today may bring. For my good, for my good, it's so working. For my
Hi, it's Ivy. I hope you all can hear me. I've got some weird square on my screen, but I hope that you all cannot see that square. Let me double check on my phone. Make sure I'm live. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Rob. Hey, everybody. Ambient is in the building. Hi. Okay, well, it looks like I am live. Hi, Lori. Okay, you guys, I'm working on this, turning this image from Googly into Prince. And I didn't really get to work on it this week, so I'm a little bit bummed about it because I didn't get to finish it. I guess I should say I got to do a little bit of something, but I just had a lot going on. So I'm gonna finish it this week coming up. Hey, Amy, hi. It's so good to see you guys. Oh, I'm so excited. It's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, which means the weekend. It's a busy season though, you guys, because everybody's graduating, school's ending, people are trying to prepare for college, and there's all kinds of family announcements and who got into what school and what they're going to be doing, what their plans are for life. I'm just thrilled. But my coloring has suffered. So here's what I want to do. I picked out a page to color. My no buy low buy has finally kicked in for 2026. It's only May, right? But it kind of kicked in April. I really didn't buy a lot in April because starting at the end of March into April is when I started my big spring clean and clearing out a bunch of stuff and all that. But I did buy one thing, this brayer. I'm getting into gel plate printing. I say that I've got all the stuff, but I haven't had time to do it yet. But anyway, I got this brayer because the ones I have are like harder rubber and this one is soft. Speedball sells two brayers. They have one that has this thick plastic and then they have this one with the metal. I thought this one would be easier to keep clean, so I got the metal one, but that's literally all I have. That doesn't even count as a haul, right? Just a brayer for gel plate printing. I hope to start that this weekend. I'm super excited about it. Oh, let me remind you, because I do want to show you an update of my page. So it was from this book. Hold on. This Googly book, which is called Colorful Time. And it was this page that there's a group coloring, and I'm late to the party, so I think they've already colored this page. Well, not everybody, but most of them. But I didn't get to color it yet, or finish it yet. So when I first looked at this page, though, as I was telling you guys last week, I don't know why, but the first thing that popped into my head was Prince, right? So here's my so far version. Hold on, let me remove this one. Of Prince. I am trying to finish this week. Hi Jane. I put some gold from the Calero what are the Calero metallic watercolors. I put gold on there. Hold on, something weird is going on my screen. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do the whole frame in gold, and I'm gonna also do the frames for the pets in gold, and then I just need to figure out what to do for the flowers. But I almost want to do what am I thinking, like metallic watercolors for the flowers also, because I so rarely use those. I've got work to do, you guys. Clearly, I still have work to do, but I'm super excited about it because he's turning into Prince. I didn't do his lips yet to like beef them up a little bit, but that's where I am so far with that page. Then, okay, so I tried to, hey, Shani, I tried to pick a mermaid page, since it is mermaid, and not only is it mermaid, it's the middle of mermaid. But you guys, I have had a big project going. Well, a couple of things going in May. I've had dental stuff going on, which is still ongoing, and then I have a big project that I've been working on. So I just, hey, you know, it ebbs and it flows in terms of what you're able to do. But I did buy this book at the end of April, I think, or very 1st of May, because I do like Diane Dufour. I have 2 of her books. I have her teddy bear book, which is Nunor Therapy or something like that, and then I have her Boule de Pois book, which is my favorite of hers. So I bought this book, and I keep thumbing through it. But this book, for some reason, is kind of like I almost like it, but I kind of don't. None of the pictures make me just really want to color it. There's something, I don't know what it is. I love her work, especially in the other 2 books. Some of the stuff is just me being quirky, like these dots on the body of the mermaid is kind of creepy and gross to me, but that's my own thing, I know. But like this right here is cute, but I don't really want to color it. This is cute. I'm not inspired. This page though, I really do love. And this page, I really do love. But is that enough to keep this book? I don't think so. Like, I could love this page, but I don't love her tail. I don't know. I don't know. One of my goals for 2026 was to learn to color more water scenes. So that's another reason why I bought this book, because it's full of water. I'm just not inspired, you guys. I don't know. I don't see this book being here for long. The days of this book, even though it is new to my collection, in fact, I think it is my newest book, its days are numbered, okay? Its days are numbered. Okay, so, hi, Christina. See, I messed that up completely. You guys, day by day, stream by stream, I am getting better at this chat, and it is all by the grace of God, because this is a whole new thing. Hey, Mary, I'm still trying to keep up with social media in general, and I don't even have that much social media to keep up with. YouTube and Instagram, that's it. So I decided many years ago to kind of opt out of social media as it was getting going, like the beginning of the whole thing. I just decided to opt out. And if you guys knew more about my background, you would probably be surprised that I would opt out of social media, but I really did. And I'm gonna tell you what got me into social media was coloring. Coloring really brought me into YouTube and Instagram, and it's a bless and a curse because there's so much good coloring stuff and inspiration and art stuff and all that good stuff. But there's also the algorithm. It just oh my gosh, Coloring for Wellness. Hey, it is so good to see you. Thank you for popping in. But I was saying, like, social media is this like great place with all these great people and all this fun stuff and all this art and coloring and stuff, right? And we inspire each other to buy stuff that we may or may not need, all the things. But there's also like the dark side of like the algorithm. It just draws you into certain content. If you happen to click on something, it shows you a whole lot more of that. And you might not even like it. You might have just clicked it because that one day you were feeling nosy or whatever it was about the title. It got you, but it's not really your thing. But the algorithm doesn't care because the algorithm is not a person. And then you have to retrain your algorithm to stop showing you stuff. Like, oh my God, you guys, my algorithm keeps wanting me. Now let me know if your algorithm does this. I feel like our algorithms are like pets, right? Everybody's algorithm is doing something different, okay? My algorithm keeps wanting me to be into true crime videos. I mean, body cam videos, unsolved murders, solved murders, interrogations. I don't want to watch hours and hours and hours of police interrogations. And I wish I could get my algorithm to understand that, but it does not. My algorithm has got its own brain, and it apparently thinks that's what I want to see. And then anything else you click on, it just wants to show you stuff. And then, oh my gosh, this is one thing that my algorithm showed me that thankfully it got the message fairly quickly, because I've clicked on these videos 1,000 times saying not interested, do not recommend this channel, not interested, do not recommend this channel, not interested. I don't know which one of them is more effective. I don't know if either one of them is effective at all. Lori says, yeah, I had to ask my daughter how to clear my search page. I had no idea I could long press and get rid of unwanted content. I need to do that. I need the algorithms to be as smart as they promise they're going to be, right? This is the age of the realization of so much prior technological advancement, and yet the algorithm, because there's not any humanity in it, every decision it's making is purely logical, and it is wrong a lot. It's wrong a lot. I don't want to see a whole bunch of crime, because let me tell you what started happening when I did like keep clicking on these crime videos, because I wasn't savvy, I guess, and it's like you watch one, they show you another. Oh, what's that one about? What's that story? It made me feel like cynical, like everybody is out here stealing and killing, and they are. Now don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be feeling negative and cynical about life. You know what I mean? I want to be happy. So anyway, so thank you for that. Thank you for that. And then Lori said, mine wants me to read about Britney Spears. I have no idea why, right? It's like these pet algorithms are like, they're just like wild children who have no idea, and they're not ever stopping to ask you. And I know YouTube and other social media platforms, they do some of this on purpose, because their goal is to do whatever it takes to keep our eyes on the screen for the longest period of time, because that to them translates to money. So they don't care about your soul. They don't care about your sanity. They don't care about your peace. They don't care about your friendships or relationships. They only care about keeping your eyes on the screen so they can translate that into cash. And it is brutal. Oh my gosh. So much of this stuff I don't want to see. And I'm going to say, okay, we're going to color. I do have a page picked out. But one of the other things that I've noticed, people that I know or believe to be intelligent, thinking people, because if you sit there with your eyes on that screen long enough and you let that algorithm feed you enough of a certain type of content, thinking people come back to me and we're having conversations and I'm like, something is off here, right? Like their thinking has become wavy and warped and conspiratorial, and then I can tell, oh, okay, you're putting in a lot of screen time. I can tell you're putting in a lot of screen time, and not only are you putting in a lot of screen time, that algorithm is starting to win. And so things that you once thought, once believed, once knew to be true, now your brain is mush and the algorithm has you. Okay, so anyway, like I said, I tried to find the mermaid to get, interested in. And you guys know I almost bought the mermaid book that Denise Klett made, and I still really want that book. But it was at the same time when I was making a decision not to buy too many books. I didn't want my collection to get huge, right? So I was looking in this book because I know in her Gnomes in the Neighborhood book, there are a few of her mermaids at the back. Like, I want to color her so bad. We talked about it over lunch on Mother's Day. I showed her my search screen on IG. Oh my God, y'all. These, if you're not careful and curating the algorithm for yourself prayerfully, it can drag down the best of people. And it doesn't make you like a bad person or evil person, but that thing can get in your head. It can do some spinning. And before you know it, you don't know up from down. And I try to stay prayed up about it, because I don't think like I'm stronger than the next person. We are all susceptible to what we encounter. That's why the Bible tells us, think on things that are true. Think on things that are lovely. It tells you literally what to focus yourself on. And that, I think, is a protection that you have so that the algorithm can't get you. The algorithm is after us all. Mom, all you have to do is long press. I'm here for the long press. I'm so grateful. I got rid of it by typing in what I wanted to look at and binge watch a lot of that. I've learned to do that too, Mary. Yes, you do have to kind of train your algorithm by curating the type of content you want to see. But it will throw you a curveball. Like, you can be, Shani's algorithm is together, okay? Shani's is Jesus, Christian authors, cop videos. Okay, the cop videos, my algorithm has been wanting me to be on that. Inspirational stuff and animals. I love it. You have a well-trained algorithm, Shani. Ambient, I fine-tuned everything but that one search page, but I solved that too, thank goodness. Oh, you guys, I'm working on it. I'm trying to tell it, like, please, can you not show me not one more police interrogation, please? I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so I looked, and like I said, she's got a few of her mermaids at the back of the book, which I love, but that's not what I chose to color. For some reason, as I was going through, this is a page I kind of started a long time ago, if you could tell. I was trying to figure out how to color snow. That's the first thing I colored in this book. But I came across a page that, for whatever reason, it just jumped out at me that I wanted to color it, and it's this. It's this gnome lady reading this book, and the book that she's reading, it says Fairies, Gnomes, and Mermaids. Coincidentally, all of the types of books that Denise Klett does. And if you see that sheen on there, it's because I have put my Frisket over the image to mask it off so I can do my background first. And then I'll remove the Frisket and color the page. I left a little bit of Frisket on here to remove in front of you guys because people are typically interested in it. And for some reason, a lot of people don't know about Frisket for masking. People know about masking fluid, which I use that as well. But for certain things, Frisket is the best to mask off stuff because it just, I don't know, I love it. I've used it for years, and I'll show you the exact brand that I use. But yeah, so you put the Frisket down, and then I use this gyro cut, which is it has a rotating blade. It spins around, so that way you can cut all different directions. Like if you were to try to cut around your Frisket or your image with like a regular X-Acto, it would be miserable. I wouldn't do it. Let me just say, I would not do it, okay? But with this Gyro Cut, and I hope you can see the brand name Gyro Cut, they have this as a non-branded one, and I'm sure those are fine too. I've just used the Gyro Cut forever, and it comes with different blades. You could get like a deep cut blade if you're using it to cut different things, but I don't use the deep cut because I don't want to cut through the page. I just want to cut the Frisket. So I cut around, you know, everything with this blade, and thankfully I don't have to pick up the blade because it turns whatever direction you turn it. And then it cuts the Frisket and not your page. So then you can just peel off the Frisket. Now every blue moon, you know, I might miss a section that I needed to cut, but see how the Frisket is cut like right around the image? Let me pick up that little part. Okay. And then you just peel it off. And I cut up here into this little area because you can do that with the Gyro Cut blade. If you do not have a Gyro Cut blade, I cut right around these leaves. And that's it. All that around on this side now. See how it's masked off? Now the only part left is a little piece of Frisket inside here. But with the Gyro Cut, I was able to just go in there and cut around. So I'll just take that little piece off too. And then we'll be ready to do our background. I don't know about you guys, but as I'm learning about coloring, one of the things I don't like is with certain backgrounds, I guess I want to be messy and I don't want to mess up the page. So by masking it off, I can just blend away and I don't have to worry about anything. Oh, let me show you the brand that I use. I've showed it before, but I'll show it again in case anybody is new and has not seen it. Oh boy. This is the brand that I use. It's Original Frisket Film Matte Finish. And this is just the one that I've always used. And it looks like this. And so you cut out however much you need to cover, you know, what you want to mask off. And then you just peel this off and stick it down. And then cut around it, and then your image is masked off, and it's just that easy, and it's really fast, and it's faster than masking fluid. Let me get some tape though, because I do want to tape off this side because I don't want to do background on this part. I don't want to, but I also don't want it to be messy. Does that make sense? So let me get a piece of paper. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've got my fan on, so the paper is just blowing away. Is this the tape? This is not the tape that I want. I want this tape. This is a Holbein tape. It is sold as Holbein masking tape, but the brand name inside says Nitto, N-I-T-T-O tape. Can you guys see that? It doesn't say Holbein, but if you're looking for this tape, search for Holbein. Uh-oh. Let me see. I'm terrible at getting this right into the center. Okay. That wasn't too bad. I am still going to tape down this sheet of paper though too. Just for a little more protection. Okay, now what I want to do for my background is use my Distress Oxide inks, but I haven't made a decision about, I just want it to be simple, like maybe a gradient sky from like a sunrise type thing. Maybe she's reading at the end of the day. She's just relaxing. I think this whole thing right here is her hat, which isn't that wild. I think that's her hat. Anyway, okay, let's get going with this background. Let me pick some colors. Let me see. I think Squeeze Lemonade, and then we'll go into Dried Marigold. I feel like I use those together a lot. Squeeze Lemonade, Dried Marigold, Saltwater Taffy, which I love, and then some sort of purple, maybe Shaded Lilac. And we'll end with Salty Ocean. That's a lot of colors, isn't it? Oh, you can't even see. I'm thinking Shaded Lilac, Salty Ocean. Squeeze Lemonade, Dried Marigold, Saltwater Tap. Let me grab those colors. Hold on. Squeeze Lemonade, Saltwater Taffy. Said Dried Marigold. Where is that? It should be right here. There's Dried Marigold. That one. And then I think I said Shaded Lilac and Salty Ocean. That's gonna get dark, I think. I don't know. We're gonna do it anyway. I mean, hey, what's the worst that can happen? You run a page? I've done that before. Let me see. Shaded Lilac, Salty Ocean. Okay, here is Salty Ocean. Shaded Lilac has got to be right here. There we go. Okay. So since everybody's like graduating and all those good happy things, some of my friends and I have been chatting and, you know, going down memory lane about our time of graduating and stuff that we were doing or into, and how fun it was when we started college and how different it was starting college. You guys, I just have so many memories of Elizabeth gonna continue lurking. Okay. I have so many happy memories of college, but also just wild, funny, you know, things. So many things happened in college. So many things changed in the lives of so many people, you know, like people getting pregnant, people dropping out of school, people failing out of school, people partying too much and just not going to their classes, people maturing like in these ways. I remember when I first started college, we would have these super deep conversations, you know, about things that we hadn't really fully explored. Like, there may be books that you've read when you're in high school, books that you might have been required to read or stuff like that, but in college, we're having these conversations that felt, even in undergrad, a little more weighty than they felt in high school. You know, maybe because as our understanding was opening up we would just be talking about randomness. We'd be talking about existentialism, and we'd be talking about Nietzsche, and we'd be talking about the most random stuff, but also talking about what video was on Video Soul or whatever, whatever the video show was at that time. If it was 106 in Park, if it whatever, like we'd be mixing and matching, right? We might be talking about Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston, but then the next minute we're talking about, I don't know, TLC in a new video, or Mariah Carey. I don't know. We mixed it in and matched. You know, hey, same way we do now, right? Talk very serious. Life is very real. Bills are very real. But at the same time, sometimes you just like want to talk about something lighter. But it's been fun going down memory lane. Did you guys do like anything really, really crazy? That if it's criminal, don't talk about it if the statute of limitations isn't up. But anything crazy like that you had a lot of fun doing? Trying to get my blending tools, because I think I'm going to use these, which I usually do for my Distress Oxide inks. Okay, this is Squeezed Lemonade. What do I have? Dried Marigold right here. Saltwater Taffy is going to be on a different one. Let's see. Here we go. Anything like wild that you want to share? I don't want you to be put on the spot. Look, if it's a secret that you've sworn to take to your grave, it's just going to be between you and Jesus. Keep it between you and Jesus. You do not have to tell the world, okay? Although social media wants you to tell all your business, that's a whole other social media thing. People get on here and start telling stuff that I'm thinking like, I don't know if you know that you probably shouldn't be saying this right now. Okay, what's the next color? Shaded Lilac. Should be here somewhere. Here we go. A couple of these I have fresh sponges in, so that's going to be fun, getting those loaded up. And then lastly, Salty Ocean. Which one? That should be on here somewhere. Here we go. Okay. Hey, Bayou, how are you? It is so good to see you here. I'm getting ready to do some ink blending. Gotta get myself set up. And I just lost a blending tool. Where did it go? Oh my gosh, you guys, when I first started college, one of the memories that I have is that there was this area where everybody hung out. You know, people might be playing music there. It's like at the end of the day, classes are over, everybody would be hanging out in this certain area. And it was a lot of fun. Like, you got to meet new people and kind of interact and the whole thing. But at the end of the evening, it's kind of like as the evening would wind down, people would kind of go back to their dorm. But then I found out that some people, not everybody was going back to the dorm. Again, when I started college, I had a certain amount of being naive, okay? So I figured out, I'm going back to the dorm because it's the end of the day. And people would they would be doing all manner of other things. And there was this guy, and he kept always saying like, hey, do you want to go out? Do you want to, hang out? And I'm thinking, first of all, it's the end of the day. I had a long day of class. It's been cool kicking it out here with everybody, but I have a whole nother day of class tomorrow. And I have probably some studying that I need to do or whatever. I'm just being very straightforward about the whole thing. So I was in short, no, I'm not interested in going anywhere with you. And turns out he was just some guy, any taker. Every night he would be out there. Anybody who he could get to go with him to location B, which I'm like, this might be college, but if they told me way back in middle school, don't go to the second location. So, but I didn't know, I didn't know him. I didn't really know these people. I didn't know his reputation. He had been in college for a few years already. People already knew him to be a jerk. So he was basically, and not just a jerk, like creepy, right? But he was just taking advantage of freshmen. Like, we're all freshmen there and nobody knows him. So he's just taking his pick of different girls. And unfortunately, there were some girls who fell prey to him. This is what I love about the masking frisket. You could just go over it, because at the end of this, you're just gonna peel all that off, and it won't matter. I was gonna start with the yellow. Okay, it's okay. We can do the dried marigold twice. I wonder if I should put this here so you guys can see what I'm doing. What I usually do is press down and like do these little circles. That's how I load my blending tool. I'm not saying that's the right way. I'm just telling you that's what I do. I'm wondering how far across should I take the yellow? Maybe a little bit right here. I don't think I need any yellow over here, right? Now, just because I'm using the Distress inks today, it's still water till I win over here for 2026, y'all. Don't forget, okay? I'm thinking about using my Inktense, but I'm telling y'all, this is going to be surprising to some, because y'all know I'm Team Prisma, but I'm kind of low-key wanting to use my Polychromos today. So that might be the direction that we go. Now, this is a new sponge on here, so I'm gonna push harder to kind of load the sponge so that I can make sure I get a good blend. If my sponge isn't really loaded, do you guys find that you get like blotchiness? If you're getting blotchiness in your blends with Distress inks, make sure your sponge is fully loaded, okay? Don't hold back, fully loaded. But anyway, yeah, that was one of my memories. The creepy guy who, at the end of the night, always wanted to take a girl on a ride. And I thank God that I never said yes, because I heard some horror stories. He apparently had places where he would go where, like, it wasn't, like, known. Oh, wait. I want to go back with my orange just a little bit. Do I? Yeah, I think I do want to go back with a little bit of this. But yeah, I was so grateful as I learned what he really was all about. I was like, God, creepy. No wonder he was so pushy. But even though I was naive, you guys, I wasn't stupid, and I wasn't afraid to speak my mind or to say no. I wasn't that type of girl. You know how some girls might feel like, oh, I don't know if I can really say no, or I don't want to be mean. Like, I felt like secure enough to know that it doesn't make me mean because I tell you no. And I said no plenty, and I thank God for that. I thank God for that. But yeah, he was a complete creep. I'm sure you guys know of like some creeps in college. And this is how I started to feel. And especially as I matriculated, through college, I felt like I started to understand that for a lot of those guys, the freshmen, they're like the new car in the neighborhood. You know how if you live in your neighborhood and you're used to oh, they look dull on this paper. I might not use my polys then. Maybe I will try the Inktense today. I still am trying to figure the ink tints out, you guys. I kind of feel like I need that purple to blend in here. Thank you, Lori. But this, I sort of feel, you know how you live in your neighborhood and you're used to the Buicks and the, you know, the Teslas, and you know what all your neighbors drive, right? And say one day one of your neighbors gets a new car and everybody is interested. Like, oh my gosh, look at that new car. You know, it's just different. It attracts a lot of attention, and it's usually newer than the other cars. This is a new sponge too, so I'm having to kind of load it. But it like gets more attention, and it might not be a great car. Like, it doesn't have to be a Porsche, or it doesn't have to be a McLaren or anything like that. It's just a new car. And so it gets a lot of attention. So what was happening as I'm learning, as I'm matriculating, you know, through college, the freshman girls are like the new car in the neighborhood. But some of those girls don't recognize that. Like, girl, you're still just a Buick. They're all on you because you're the new Buick. You're great. And I don't mean to say that to downplay any woman. I don't mean it that way. But I'm saying there were certain girls who would take the attention and almost like look down on some other girls. Like, I'm the McLaren here. You're just a Pinto. I'm like, girl, you a Pinto too. We all Pintos. But you just happen to be the new one. Pinto, that was a super random reference, right? Do I even remember what a Pinto looks like? I don't think I do. Anywho, it's just an interesting time. College is an interesting experience. I'm not loving this blend of colors that I have going, but this is what I got, so I'm going with it. Boy, this Salty Ocean is juicy. It is juicy. I should have probably put some paper underneath so that I don't get ink on the next page. Oh, it's not too bad. I got a little ink on the sides, but the page itself is okay. I'm so grateful for you all who have been coloring, and you have tips for those of us who are new and don't know what we're doing. We're figuring it out. I really appreciate it. Okay, let me go back to this purple, because I feel like that blend could be a little bit better. But I had fun in college. I cannot lie. The parties were fun. I had a good time. You start to have some responsibilities, but not really. Somebody else still pretty much is paying for you to some extent, or has some obligation to try to help you or be concerned about you or care about you in some way. Not like what the world ends up becoming eventually, where you figure out you're on your own, lady. Whether or not you have lights in your home, that's going to be on you from now on. There's nobody to call. Okay, I think this is what it's going to be. Hi, Hadassah. Hi, how are you? I'm finally starting on our May buddy page. Thankfully, I feel like I have time. Let's see, what is missing here? Maybe I need more pink, or maybe I should have picked a richer pink. Let me go back and look, because I feel like the pink has disappeared. Maybe I should have used... Kitsch Flamingo or Picked Raspberry. Let me grab one of those. Maybe. Because the saltwater taffy is having a hard time keeping up. So let's grab Picked Raspberry and see what that does. Now watch this be overkill. Oh, one extreme to the other. Where is Picked Raspberry? Right here at the top. Let's grab another tool and see if we can liven up. Look how bright that is. Oh my gosh, this might be a mistake. This might be a mistake. Oh. Okay, we're gonna do it anyway. I just feel like it's a gnome and the colors need to have more punch. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Let's see. And then maybe I should have gone with the darker purple too than the shaded lilac. Okay, make sure I'm putting that in the right cup. Yeah, I probably needed a stronger purple, but I'm not going to go back. We're almost done with this background. We're going to keep it moving. That's just going to be what it's going to be. And you know what? If, when in doubt, put some sprinkles on your page. I think I see sprinkles in the future of this background. Okay, let's close up these inks. What's kind of, maybe we'll do white sprinkles. I don't know. Will that be giving snow? I don't know. We definitely don't want to give snow in this scenario. This is shaded lilac. There we go. Picked raspberry. Where's that top? Here we go. And then, how are you guys doing in terms of progressing on the prompt so far? I am not. I'm not even going to give like a, I'm this far, I'm that far. No, I'm just not. I'm not progressing on the prompts. Okay, so we're going to let that be what that's going to be. And I think eventually I might add some like razzle dazzle later, but for now we're gonna let that be what it is. Let's put these other little blenders up. Are you guys like clean as you go colorists, or are you clean at the end? That is that color. We'll put the Picked Raspberry on there too, because that is pink as well. There's the pinks back together. We're putting the band back together. this is going to be for the yellow and the dried marigold. Let's see, squeeze the lemonade. You guys, I love Distress inks. I don't feel like I use them enough. I think it's just the color palette that, wait, what did I do? What is going on here that's weird? Oh, there we go. I was like, something's weird. It won't go back together. Okay, there's that. So then I'm going to take off this frisket so you can see what that looks like. And put the dried marigold up here. I try to keep the color families together, but I don't, as you can see, make sure that they're like in this order. It's just like, these are the yellows and the oranges, you know. These are the pinks. These are the blues. That way it is faster for me to put it back together. Or put things away. Here is the Salty Ocean. Now I'm going to have ink all over my hands too. That's blue. And then the last one is purple. Okay. Alright, that's the end. Those are all put up. I can put the inks up later. But I just didn't want to make a mess with all of those blending tools out. Okay, now let's just remove this. Amy, you know when you say it that way, people think you have 2 pages left to complete the book. Oh wait, I don't know how I'm doing on prompts, but 2 pages left in Wild Summer Project. Yes, it does sound like you only have 2 pages left to complete Wild Summer. I love that book. And if you do only have 2 pages left, I cannot wait to see that flip through. It's going to be something special because that book is gorgeous. I really need to color more. But I have a confession, you guys. I do not fully understand the I don't understand the Wild Summer Project. I think I must have missed either that part of a stream or that stream altogether explaining what we're supposed to be doing in Wild Summer. So I haven't colored any of the Wild Summer pages. Hadassah, I'm glad to hear that you're getting back to yourself. You guys, I'm going to mute for just a second so that I can remove this tape right here. I'm going to use my heat tool. Okay, I hope I've successfully unmuted myself. And now we're going to remove this. I usually use my X-Acto knife to get myself started, but this time actually there is a little bit of leftover frisket hanging off the side, so I can just pull with that. Let's see. I hope you guys can see. I keep forgetting to make sure that I'm on the camera. Love it. Love this stuff. I will always use it as long as they sell it. But you know, these manufacturers, they do not mind drop kicking you in the middle of your love affair with a product. You'll be looking for it one day and it'll be like, oh, we discontinued that. What? You discontinued the best product ever? Your flagship product? You discontinued it? Yeah, we don't do that anymore. Okay, I think I've got it all off. Yep. All right, time to color, and we're not going to use polychromos because we got a hot tip from Lori that, so I'm thinking Inktense, which means it's water till I win, okay? I have no idea what colors to put with this background. No idea whatsoever. I have no idea. I just feel like it can be crazy because it's a gnome lady, so what if I do like, I don't know, bring the blue from here down here? But then, would it make sense for the flowers to be blue? Let's get our Inktense swatch chart and see if this is the direction we're gonna go. I mean, it's already looking like something. I know. Okay, we'll put some purple and some blue and we'll let that be what carries us along, at least until we crash and burn. Oh, I don't know, you guys. I'm in love more so with my Inktense than I was before, since I learned about using the white, but I still don't really know how to use them. Let me grab them. I think we're gonna go for it. Hey Nessa, welcome. I think we're gonna go for it. Inktense, yes. Let me put my swatches right in front of my face so that I will have some clue. I just, what color? We're gonna go with purple, maybe, to start. What would be the easiest thing? I'm gonna do some blues down here, but I want something that would like almost mimic this blue, but maybe with a little bit of maybe Malibu and mineral blue. 55, 56. Okay, this feels like a mistake. It feels like a mistake, but that's okay. Let me get my Tombow blender to activate with. Yes, okay. What shall we do? I don't know if that's gonna be the right blue. Let's do it anyway. You guys, I'm making some discoveries about Neocolor 2s. I think I mentioned last time that it's not a love affair yet, except in my sketchbooks. Like in sketchbooks, great, because there's no constraints. You can do whatever you want. But in coloring books, the Neocolor 2s and we are struggling. And I think it is my own expectation that is creating the problem. And that is my expectation of the Neocolors is that they would be a fast medium. And for me, now you guys tell me if you're having a different experience. For me, the Neocolor 2s are not a fast medium in a coloring book. And you guys know for me with coloring, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, okay? I'm not the patient colorist. Let's see, Nessa. More of a lurker tonight, I'm afraid. Not feeling the best. Oh, Nessa. Know that I am praying with you. I know that you are praying. I hope that you feel better soon. Not feeling good sucks. But yeah, so the Neocolor 2s are... I'm on the stroke bus. Because they're not fast. And this is why I say that. The first layer always looks terrible. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make that first layer look decent, because I don't want to have to come back and do another layer. And let me add this. This is the other reason why Neocolor 2s and me, we are not seeing eye to eye. The second layer may or may not look great either. So I'm trying to learn what is the way to put them down so that you get the look that you want. You don't have to do 1,000 layers, maybe a couple of touch-ups here and there. But it really threw me for a loop with the Neocolor 2s when I go back and I do a second layer and it still does not look great. I'm like, oh, no. This is not the medium for me. This is not the medium for me. That was Malibu, and I'm putting a little bit of this mineral blue in here. I don't know if this is the right move or not, but y'all know I love color, so as long as the page ends up colorful, I'm probably gonna be okay with it. Do you guys have that with the Neocolor 2s? Hi Auntie Chris. You guys, I'm so happy I'm keeping up with the chat somewhat. I'm sure I've missed stuff. Don't let me start patting myself on the back too hard. But I'm getting better. Thank you guys for so much grace that you have given me with this chat situation. I mean, because, woo. And then that one live a couple weeks back, I think, when my live, like, my chat froze, and I was like, I'm in here all by myself. And then after the live stream, I went and I saw the comments and, the commentary, and I was like, oh, they were there. They didn't abandon me. Technology abandoned me, which I was okay with that. We just something else to work on and figure out. I have those Lizzie Mary Cullen books, and I love them. But I'm thinking those are going to be my mainly Inktense books, because I've seen a lot of people color in those with Inktense. And I'm like, oh, that'll be my book that I use the Inktense in. But watch, you guys, I'm not faithful in that way. I will probably use whatever, however, in that book. Let me get a piece of paper so I can wipe off the nib of my marker. But I want to, back to the Neocolor Choose. I really just want to get it figured out. I just want to get it figured out. Because I have the whole set. I mean, I don't have every Neocolor, because before I got into coloring, my understanding is there were certain retired colors. And I'm not, you know, trying to hunt them down and find all the colors. But I have the current set of Neocolor 2s, including those cash grab 50th anniversary colors. And so I want to make them work. If at the end of the day they just end up being something that I have fun with in my sketchbooks, I'm okay with that. But I really wanted them for coloring books. That was my whole motivation for getting them. And they just don't look good. They do not look good. Or at least not how I want them to. And I just don't have the kind of patience that's going to let me do a lot of layers. And I've tried putting them on a palette and then applying them that way. They just, I don't know, frustration. And I think part of it is because I have the constraint of someone else's illustration. So it's not like I can just do literally whatever I want. I don't know. I'm gonna let the Neos live. They're still, they did survive the big spring clean out. And they will survive going forward, even if I can't use them in coloring books. But I just want to. I barely use my ink tints. No special reason, but maybe I'll try them out in one of my next parts. Yeah, use your ink tints. They're gorgeous. I'm learning. I'm figuring them out. But I will tell you this. To me, one of the best pencils in the set is the white. The white. I was doing a page with my ink tints, just playing around. It's been about a month or so ago, and the white was the star of the show. So yeah, I like these pencils. I'm thinking that they're going to be part of my on-the-go art kit, because I'm planning to do more sketching like outside of the house. And so I have a little kit that I'm putting together with some watercolor paints. Watercolors are going to be part of that, even though they're new to me, but it's because you can take them on the go really easily. I think that's one of the reasons why I never was like a big on-the-go art person. It's because I'm such an acrylic girl that and acrylics are not an on-the-go. Well, I mean, some people use acrylics out, you know, plein air, but like it's a whole setup situation, you know what I mean? And whereas here at home, I have my easel, I have my paints and the whole thing. Mary understands. Mary is an acrylic girl too, so she understands. But now that I'm into watercolor, that I am going to conquer, I'm like, let me get me a little on-the-go art kit together. And I think in addition to having watercolors in that kit, I'm also going to have some Inktense pencils. I'm just trying to decide, do I want to take some out of the set of Inktense that I already have, or do I want to buy a smaller curated set of Inktense pencils? I'll probably end up buying, I didn't mean to make that whole flower that color, but we're just going to go with it. I think I'm going to buy a smaller curated set for my on-the-go kit, because I know it will annoy me to have to pull these pencils out, take them on the go, come back, put the pencils back in there. I can already feel the annoyance if I was to have to do that. And I'm not going to take that many Inktense on the go, so I probably will end up buying about, 12, anywhere from 12 to 24 colors for my on-the-go little bag. I tested out my on-the-go kit not too long ago, and it was a disaster because I didn't really I didn't have any watercolors in there. The ink tints that I took, I just picked a bunch of random colors. And so I couldn't really sketch what I wanted to sketch because I didn't have the right stuff. So I decided to be more thoughtful about it and put together, a kit. Take my time and put together a good kit. I even took this little bitty sketchbook that I couldn't do anything with. There's a whole trend of people doing tiny paintings, and I'm not that girl. And maybe it's because it's hard to go from doing like big acrylic paintings down to doing like tiny paintings. Getting on this edge of this paper is giving me a little bit of grief. Okay. All right, we got one that color. I guess we need to do another one that color, even though we didn't mean to do that. Let's do this one. I'm so hungry, you guys. I made jambalaya today, and I cannot wait to eat it. I thought I was going to have time to eat before, but I did not. And there's lots of shrimp in there, which I love. I know lots of people are allergic to shellfish, but I love shellfish. And I put some andouille sausage in there. And some chicken, of course. Oh, I'm so hungry. Let me stop talking about it. What are you guys having for dinner? Look, let's talk about food more. Hey, Callie, I didn't see you come in. Hi. Welcome. I'm over here still engaging in Water Till I Win using my ink tints. I was going to take a break and use my polychromos. I'll tell you guys a book that I'm not the one to come to for like what book for what pencils, because I don't have enough experience. But I'll tell you one book that those polychromos were beautiful in. Let me grab it real quick. This book right here, that when I got my polychromos, the first thing I did, I pulled out this book that was uncolored, and I did this, and they were just phenomenal in this book. This is I have two Crystal Vogels books. I love her illustrations, and I always say I feel like Klara Markova is greatly inspired by Crystal Vogel's work, right? It's just Klara Markova has her own little twist on it, but the styling is so heavily influenced by Crystal Vogel's. I like Crystal Vogel's better than Klara Markova because, to me, Klara Markova's faces are a little weird, and whereas Crystal Vogel's faces are still really, really cute, but the styling is just so similar. But the polychromos, when I did this page, which I just lost, look, it's the only thing I've done in this book. When I did this, that's what made me say, like, I can't believe I didn't like polychromos before, and I thought I was going to hate them, but turns out they're awesome. They don't trump Prisma. Look, we had some Prisma slander in here a couple weeks ago, but, we forgive, and we move on. Okay, I need a darker color. This is the mineral blue. Let's do the dark. What dark color? Iron blue, maybe? What's that, 47? Okay, let's try that. But they worked beautiful on that paper. I loved them. I have to say, I really haven't yet had a bad polychromos experience. They just don't trump Prismas for me, and they don't trump Luminance for me. Oh my god, those Luminance pencils are a surprise for me. I did not expect to love them as much as I do. I love Crystal Vogel's books. Yes, her. I'm telling you, I feel like Clara Markova is like the biggest Crystal Vogel's fan, and that's like where she got her style from. Maybe she, I hope, wouldn't be offended by that because it's just so clearly similar. And Crystal Vogel's came first, so I'm almost, yeah, I'm pretty certain Crystal Vogel's came first. A lot sooner than Clara Markova. So I think that that's the way the influence worked. But yeah, I decided to go with Crystal Vogel's because I just think the faces and stuff are cuter. Now she has a mermaid book or a water themed book. Maybe I should have got that one for mermaid instead of this one by Diane Dufour. It just doesn't do it for me. You guys, if you hear snoring, my puppy has decided that he's gone on to La La Land. He's gotten very comfortable across the room, so the gradient is pretty distressing. I was thinking Neo's. I wish, Callie, if you could help me get a smooth blend with Neo's, oh my God, I would be so grateful. I would be so grateful because right now we are not friends. Me and those Neos, we are barely hanging on. We're work colleagues. We're work friends. We're not friends. We're work friends. We go to lunch together, but you're not coming to my house for a cookout on the weekend. And I want to love them so much in coloring books, but I don't yet. Yep, we're work friends. There's nothing wrong with a good work friend, you know. Not everything is going to be the star. Not everybody's coming to the cookout. It's okay. It is okay. I've been looking at everybody's colored pages and I always get so inspired, y'all. Like I said, I've got big projects that I'm trying to complete. One of them was my spring cleaning, which I finally finished. Praise the Lord. Whew. I did a big clear out this year, you guys. So my spring cleaning took me a lot longer than normal. And but I got it done. Well, let me take that back. I have one other big area, but it's not something I can really do by myself, which is the garage. There's a lot of stuff that we're letting go of that's in the garage. And I'm hoping that when we do that clear out, I will find my vintage Prismacolors that are somewhere in this house, and I'm thinking they're in the garage. And if I find those, I'll be so happy. I'll do a post about it. But, because I'm just sick about the fact that I can't find them. And I have quite a few vintage Prismas. Oh, you guys, I made, while on a break from my big project, I did do some jewelry stuff, which is one of my hobbies that I'm thinking I need to let go. This is not real jewelry stuff, you guys, but look at my little glue dangle that I made so that I can find my pin easily. You know, the little pin that you use to close your glue. Isn't it cute? Oh, I love it. I was happy to do that because it didn't take me but, a hot minute. Let's see, what other color do we want to put in here? We want to put some... Do we want to put some purple down here, maybe? Or another blue? maybe a bluey purple. Okay, there's a bluey purple in this set called, it's a blue, but it's got a little bit of purple to it. It's called Peacock Blue 43. Let's try that one. Y'all, I'm just being random. Hi, Shar. How are you? How are you? Okay, wait. I'm missing stuff. Look, I was just patting myself on the back about keeping up with this chat. Brittany, hi. I missed you coming in. Auntie Chris, I'm used to seeing the inks applied very lightly, sort of pastel. This is very vibrant. Yes. The Distress inks, I love them because you can almost get whatever look you want. You can do other things with them too. You can paint with them. You can treat them like watercolors, which is what I used to do before I actually had watercolors too. Brittany, I'm beyond mad. My GI doctor is going back. It's not going to be back Monday because he didn't give me any information about your diet after an endoscopy. Huh. That's surprising that they wouldn't have told you what. Maybe they gave it to you in your like procedure materials. Like, I'm going to put this blue on this big old flower. Maybe that's, maybe look in some of that material. It may already be in there. You know, you could ask Dr. Google, but I don't trust him. I don't trust Dr. Google. Dr. Google is a resource that kind of like, oh, that's interesting. And then you go and you verify whatever Dr. Google tells you with someone who is qualified. I like this color, this peacock blue. Clean out and fast. Avoid greasy food for a couple of days. That seems like good advice in general. Oh, thank you, Callie. I appreciate it. Look, I'm trying to get back up. VPN has some weird AI, weird corrections. You guys, this is why it's important for us to still be thinking people. And I hope that education and educators continue to teach our children to be thinkers, because you cannot rely completely on technology to do what you needed to do when you needed to do it, you know? I've been in situations where I've had entire presentations all queued up, ready to go. The technology was real cute. Everything was going to be perfect, and that stuff went sideways. And if I wasn't really prepared or really on top of my information or really having alternative ways to, you know, communicate clearly what it is that I was trying to talk about, I would have just been up a creek and saying, oh, we need to reschedule because technology let me down. So I feel like we can't outsource thinking. We have to continue to be people who problem solve for ourselves instead of letting technology do the problem solving for us. You know, gotta still use these brains that God has given us. Even though sometimes you might not want to. I'm laughing. One time my niece told me, we were talking about something, and she's like, she was very young. She might have been like 4 or something at the time. But she's like, I'm just tired of thinking. I was like, what? she was so serious in that moment, and she, I guess, had been really trying to figure out like which doll was supposed to wear which dress, and what, who was supposed to come to the tea party, and what kind of dishes she wanted to serve at the tea party, and all the stuff, what kind of cake she wanted to make in her easy bake oven, and it just got to be a lot. She was like, I'm just tired of thinking. That's like, well, take a break, Sometimes you got to take a break from all the heavy lifting that we have to do with these brains of ours. Thank God that our brains are functioning, and we are clothed in our right mind, as I always say. My mom always was always thanking God for that. But yeah, I laughed so hard about that. And you know what's funny? She's still a very serious and very thoughtful person. But I hope that she's, figured out how to manage how much decision making she's doing. Because y'all know, sometimes making choices can wear you out. If you're just expending a lot of decision making energy, that's why it's exhausting. If you've ever been trying to figure something out, and you just keep circling the same thoughts and trying to figure it out, and that will wear you out completely. Decision making does burn up some energy. I feel like these flowers are taking me longer than I thought they were gonna take, but at the end of the day, I think this will be a fairly quick page. I love Denise Klett's illustrations, and I really wish I had gone ahead and bought her other books when I had the chance. Oh, I really wish I had. No use crying over spilled milk, though. These Inktense pencils are actually pretty smooth in terms of coloring with them. They're not bad at all. That's why I decided to add them to my art kit. I'm so glad to see people growing up, graduating, all the things. I couldn't wait to grow up. I don't know what I thought it was going to be. But I couldn't wait to get to it. And let me tell y'all something silly that I thought when I couldn't wait to grow up. One of the things I was most looking forward to was getting bills. Now I know, okay, let's take a moment to just absorb how crazy that is. And the thing is, one of the things that I thought of as oh, you're truly adult, is when mail comes to the house with your name on it, right? As a kid, you're not getting much mail. Maybe the random birthday card or, something like that. But you're really not getting real mail every single day. And I could not wait to grow up and get mail. And the reason why I'm saying I wanted to grow up and get bills is because as a kid, I didn't realize most of that mail, those were bills. And the reason why you get a lot of that mail is because bills come every single month. They don't ever miss. And somehow bills don't get lost in the mail. They don't get delayed. You might be waiting on an Amazon shipment. That might get delayed. But I'm going to tell you what will not get delayed. Bills. They come like clockwork. And especially now that a lot of them are, you get in your email or whatever. But yeah, I didn't know. So as a kid, I just thought I would get the mail and I would run and take it to my mom. I was so excited for her. Oh my gosh, Mom, you got mail. And she probably was thinking, you could have left that in the box. I'll get that when I get to it. But I just was like, oh my God, you got mail and all this stuff. It's got your name on it. You must be important. Yeah. Now that I'm on the adult side of it, I'm like, those bills, they'll keep they'll keep down there in the mailbox until tomorrow. I don't have to go to the mailbox every single day. I can skip a day here and there. Yeah, adult mail is not at all what I thought it was going to be. I guess I thought it was going to be all pen pal letters, birthday cards, the stuff you get when you're a kid. Now, when you get a card, it's like a treat. Oh my gosh, somebody thought about me. They sent me this card. I feel like getting cards is a super, super special thing to me. And the reason I think that is because someone had to take their time and either sit down and make a card or go to the store and buy a card. And in my mind, they're thinking of you. Like while they're at the store picking that card, they're picking up one card and they're thinking, no, that won't be the right card for Ivy. She's, not that type of girl. She's this type of girl. Or let me get this one. Oh, she'll love these colors. I'm just thinking that they're thinking of me for that 3 minutes, 5 minutes, however long it took them to pick that card. And then that they actually signed their name to it and brought it to me, put it in the mail. Somehow they got that card to me. Y'all, that is super special to me. I love cards. And now I know some people are like, I could care less about getting a card. But for me, the thing that you can't get back, which is time, you chose to spend some of that on me. And I just will always find that special. You chose to spend some of your time that you cannot get back getting a gift for me of a card. To me, a card is a gift. But anyway, so yeah, I know I'm corny, but I love it. I love the thought of people thinking of me and caring enough to actually follow through with the phone call or the whatever to let me know that they care. Anybody else corny like that? I know it's corny. I know. But I just love it. I love getting cards. My husband knows it too, because on certain days it'll be a holiday. He'll get like 3 or 4 cards. He's so sweet. I think most of the people in my life, at least the ones that I'm close to, know how special it is to me to get a card. And that's enough too. Like I don't expect people to buy me stuff or whatever. I mean, I like a gift too, don't get me wrong. Don't let me like pretend that I don't love a gift. But I love thoughtfulness. It is such a special thing. Like if I'm struggling and you take time out of your day to pray for me, oh my gosh. Because number one, I feel like the source of all answers to prayer, healing, provision, whatever it is that I'm struggling with. But also that you actually spent time praying for me. And you didn't just say, oh, I'll pray for you and like keep it moving. Like the people that I know who actually pray, it means so much to me when they tell me they're going to pray for me, because I know they mean it. And I'm always so grateful. Thoughtfulness. It gets me every time, you guys. I know that it's a thing that's probably vanishing in society, but yeah. I'm going to hang on as long as I can. That's why I still make cards. I still send cards to people. I like the way these colors are coming out. I think it actually is kind of working with this weird color that I put down for this background. I like this book. I actually like this paper. I mean, for what I'm doing right now anyway. Are there any other mediums that you guys know of that this paper doesn't particularly like? I know I'm not really testing it for water right now because I'm not really putting a lot of water here, but I wonder how it would be. It doesn't give me the feeling that it would be great with water. Been debating whether to send someone a card. Thanks, Ivy. You made up my mind. Sending a card. Oh, Lori, send the card. Yeah. It's such a thoughtful thing to do. Because you don't have to. You didn't have to spend your time doing that. Yes, I do that too, but I get another bowl of cereal in the middle of the night. Oh, wait, I missed something. Oh, this is the conversation about the endoscopy. Okay. I don't know the connection between the bowl of cereal and the greeting cards, but okay. I made one for an uncle, and he said people don't make them anymore, and he really appreciated it. I'm telling you, you guys, we do not tell each other enough that we care. We either assume that people already know or they've heard it enough or whatever, and we just don't say it. I had a conversation with one of my cousins today, and I was just sharing what was on my heart, how much I love her, and I know that I can be very isolated, especially if I'm not feeling good or if I'm dealing with something or illness or something like that. I have a tendency to isolate rather than reach out for help. But anyway, so I have felt very convicted about that. God has really been dealing with me about not isolating, because we're created to, I believe, we're created to be in community with people. And that doesn't mean everybody gets access, right? That doesn't mean in community with just everybody, but a community that you can build prayerfully around yourself. And so but I reached out to my cousin because she'd really been on my mind, and normally I would just be like, oh, I'd think the thought and I wouldn't make the call. I would tell myself she's busy, or I would, any other thing, and then I just kind of move on sometimes, right? Especially, like I said, when I'm not feeling well, or if I'm struggling with something, I really tend to isolate very bad. And so I'm trying not to do that. So I paused from my big project, because what I'm learning is your biggest project is people. To me. Now tell me what you guys think about this, but what I'm learning is your biggest project is people. And so I stopped. I called her. I let her know I loved her. I care about her. I let her know the things that she had done in her life, that I was very proud of her. That I, have always been rooting for her. She knows this. I mean, we've had some conversations over time. It's not like this is a completely unknown, but sometimes you can't say it enough, because sometimes people need to remember. And so in that conversation, she was remembering things, like, yeah, that's true, or this thing did happen, or yeah, I did overcome that thing, and I hadn't thought about that in a while, that God had blessed me, or God had healed me, or God had done this thing for me. And it just turned into a very edifying conversation for both of us. But if you don't send the card, don't make the call, keep silent, everybody loses out on what you could have, which is the richness and the fullness of that communication. And so I felt so blessed, and I was like, God, thank you for putting it on my heart. Thank you for helping me to obey and not to isolate because I'm struggling and got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and you know what I mean? Thank you that I took the time, and it took maybe 10 minutes out of my day. Like, I wasn't that busy that I couldn't give 10 minutes to something meaningful, right? And most of the time when you do stuff like that, it's a time when people need to hear it, or they need to know it, or they need to be reminded, And again, sometimes it ain't about you edifying them. Sometimes you're reaching out because you need them to edify you. Make that phone call too. Like, hey, sis, I'm struggling. I need some help. I need somebody who I feel like can hear me, right? Sometimes that's the phone call. And then for them on their end, it's like, don't be too busy to take the phone call. Yeah. So yeah, send the card. Send the card, y'all. Don't keep walking past the card aisle. If you're not a card maker, just stop at the card aisle, pick up a random card for somebody, and send it. And start a conversation. Okay, let's see. What other color should I put for some of these flowers? I know I'm going to have to go back and do something else here, but I want like a different purpley color. So that wasn't quite as purple as I was thinking. Maybe this lagoon color is a little more purple. Let's try that. It's even darker. I almost feel like I should put that on top of... Oh, it's not dark enough for that. Dark purple. What is that? 37. I could put that on top of here. You guys, I can't wait to finish my little Prince Dogman conversion picture. I know I'm going to finish it this week. Hopefully this weekend. And I can get it posted. I'm just excited. I've been hearing Prince songs in my head. I posted a short because I colored this picture that Mary had colored out of an Annie Reyes coloring book. And the only songs that I kept thinking of to put with that short were Prince songs. And I know it's because I'm doing that Prince loosely, the loose interpretation of Prince picture. That is nice and dark, but I don't know how dark it's looking on the camera. I might have to go back with something even darker, like a little bit of black or something. Maybe I will do a violet flower next. I have a cousin who remembers literally everybody's birthday. I don't care how distant they are, if we never see them, hear from them, whatever. She remembers everybody's birthday, and she reaches out in some way and tries to do something to let them know and remind them, you're special, I care about you, you are still seen, you are still loved, you know. And her birthday came, and we didn't do anything. We didn't have like, because normally we'll like get together and something like that as a family for like whatever birthdays were that month. But for whatever reason, in the month of April, we didn't do that. And I felt so bad when I realized it, because I'm like, the main birthday person that we have, we ended up kind of missing her birthday. And that just felt so wrong. Let's see, amethyst. What number is that? 35. I feel like I'm gonna want some purple up here. I don't know if I want it to be like her pants to be purple. Maybe her outfit, because then yeah, her hat can be purple. So we rectified that. We decided we're gonna do a birthday lunch just for her. You know, you're special too. We didn't forget about you. We forgot about you, but we're making up for it. We forgot about everybody in April, and I don't know why. It's like suddenly everybody got real busy in the month of April. I mean, it was tax time, so that's probably a thing, or at least part of it. But you can go back and make it up. You don't have to say like, well, we'll do it next year. I mean, we could have, but and you know, she's so sweet. She probably wouldn't even have been upset. But it just didn't feel right. Smiley Pooh sticker. Okay, yeah, I want purple there, and I think, do I want her hat to be that color? I really feel like all of this is her hat. What do you guys think? Yeah. And you know what? I'm not going to color around all of those little circles. Nope. Nope. Not going to do it. We're just going to color them all in, and then we'll come back later and figure out how to make them stand out. We will figure that out. You guys, I am so hungry. Oh my God, one morning, and this usually happens if I eat something really late at night. I don't know if I'm the only person who's this way, but if I eat late and then I go to bed, for whatever reason, I wake up ravenous, which you think it would be the opposite. Like, if you go to bed hungry, you wake up ravenous. No, not for me. If I go to bed like on a full stomach, I wake up so hungry. So I had this weird combination experience. I had eaten some junk, literal trash, right before falling asleep. And I don't think I was planning really to fall asleep at that time. I was like playing a game on my iPad and just kind of hanging out. And then next thing, I was asleep, waking up the next day. But when I tell you my stomach was hurting so bad with hunger, I don't even remember ever being that hungry. I just do not remember a time that I've been that hungry. And I mean, it hurt so bad that I also, even though I was super, super hungry, I also didn't want to get out of the bed because my stomach was hurting so bad. I've never had an experience like that. But I was like, I guess you're getting older. You're got a grown woman stomach now. You can't just do, go to bed on a bunch of gummy bears and have no consequences. You cannot just eat, chips and candy and fall asleep and not have any problems anymore. Your gastrointestinal system is real grown now, and you're going to have to treat it differently. And so, yeah, I've been trying to make sure that I don't do that. Like, if I'm really hungry before I fall asleep, I will eat something because I don't believe in going to sleep just with hunger pains. But I will not do that again. I had all of these, not gummy bears, but these fruit snacks. Basically gummy bears, right? I don't know if they're nutritionally any better than regular gummy bears, but they were really, really good, and I ate a bunch of them, went to sleep, and woke up in the worst pain. And I was trying to figure out, what is this pain? But it was literally hunger. And I did not want to get out of the bed. My stomach was hurting, so I had a bottle of water on my nightstand. I drank that bottle of water, and that did get the hunger pains to subside just long enough for me to gather myself and get myself out of the bed and then go make some sort of real food breakfast so that I could start to feel better. But it was so weird. Now, my mom and me are to spend time at the post office tomorrow because someone working there decided to return an open package to send back to the seller. So they were really smart, Brittany. You're like, you're sending this back. And they're like, no, you really meant to keep this. Y'all, the discovery of the year for me is when I found out that the post office will pick your packages up from your house. You guys know, you may or may not, depending on how long you've hung out here, but I have had some health challenges in 2025 and 2026. And there was a period of time where I really was not getting out. And where's Fuchsia 30? And so I had packages that I wanted to send out. And I had done a giveaway when I got to 100 subscribers. So I had that giveaway, and I had some other stuff that I was giving away because y'all know I don't keep stuff around here if it doesn't earn its keep. So I had stuff that I, had told people I was going to send them, but I just was not getting out of the house. That's how bad I was feeling for stretches of time. And praise the Lord, I do not feel that way now. I'm not nearly in the shape that I was in. So anyway, but I found out that they will come and pick it up. You could just schedule it and they will pick up your packages when they pick up your mail. And that has been one of the best things for me. The only challenge is finding a box that fits whatever it is that you're trying to send out. But I love that. I was like, oh yeah, I will not be going back to the post office standing in line to mail a package. Now I might go there to pick up stuff if I have to, but I will not, nope. Not when they'll come here and pick it up off my porch. They can knock, you can tell them how you want them to do it. They can knock on the door and get your package, or you could just leave it on the porch. So that, you don't even have to be home when they pick it up. It just has to be out there before your regular, pickup time. And I love that. Just like I love ordering my groceries. I never loved shopping for groceries. And ordering groceries ever since the big, C has been wonderful because number one, I don't buy too much extra crap because I'm not walking up and down the aisles in order to see it, right? Like, oh, they got these new marshmallows, or here's this new whatever. I don't see the stuff, so I end up ordering better foods. I make better food choices because I'm not, randomly perusing the aisles. And I don't have to go to the grocery store. I love that. I hardly ever do grocery shopping in person, and even when I do now, it's only one or two things, like, oh, I ran out of creamer, let me run in here and grab some creamer or something like that. But I love for people to come and just drop off my package, pick up my package, bring me my groceries. I love it. I love it. The only thing that it's hard to do like that, for me anyway, is clothes and shoes. Because you kind of have to, well, for me, I feel like I have to try them on. I didn't mean to keep this package at all since I need the money. I'm in negative money. Oh my gosh. Brittany, I know that was so upsetting. Because you're counting on that package going back. Oh, that's awful. Well, one thing I know, God will provide, right? He's shown himself to be a provider. So, post office is trying to mess with you, but yeah, yeah, sure. It's an interesting color, right? I don't know exactly where this page is going. I know part of what's going on is I'm still familiarizing myself with these Inktense colors, so. But another thing that I do know is that anything can be fixed. Especially in the era of the super popularity of acrylic markers, literally anything can be fixed. And then sometimes I'm thinking purposefully that I want this to be kind of wild because she's a gnome, and don't they do stuff like that, kind of wild and free with the colors? So I almost wanted to have like that vibe, but kind of cohesive, but also kind of wild. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up. When I post it, you'll see how did this page turn out. Or does this turn into an RIP? Remember I was telling you guys last week I have whips, which are actively in progress. So for now, this is a whip. Then I also have pips or sips, which is like stalled in progress or paused in progress. I'm going back to it. It's just not finished yet. And then I have RIPs, which are, that's dead. That page is dead to me. It is. I'm never going back to it. So some pages, if I flip through my books and you see a page that's unfinished, it may be an RIP, meaning it's never going to be finished. It's perpetually going to be unfinished. What is this? 33. That's chisel. I think I want to. Do I want to try that on? No, that's got too much red in it. I'm looking at my swatch chart to find another purple. I want to put some purple, maybe mauve. Yeah, what is that? 35, 36. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that right here. I love these pencils. Y'all, I love all the stuff. I really do. The only one supply, I don't mind learning and figuring out a supply, right? Making mistakes, errors, whatever, and learning. The only supply that I'm really not loving is the Neocolor Juice. But everything else, I love it. I love anything that puts down color. I love it. Now, I don't know how this part right here is connected to this that she's sitting on. Is this a separate pillow, maybe? I'm going to treat it as a separate pillow. I'm going to have to bring in some green because there are some leaves around here, so we'll see. That is very close to the color of her pants. But I like it. Yeah, I like it. I'm okay with that. What else can I put this color on? Maybe another pillow down here. Maybe this one. Is that the same color? Yeah. The thing about the ink tints, man, the color is wildly different from what it lays down as. Now this is a pencil. I don't know anybody that uses the ink tints just as a dry pencil. Everybody activates the ink tints. That's the magic of it. What happens when it gets activated. Okay, we're going to put it on that pillow, and then we're going to put it on this because this looks like the same fabric. And then, do we see that anywhere else? No. Okay. You guys, I've forgotten to close my blinds. Now the people can see me. and I can't see them. I refuse to do delivery. Oh wait, Shar, is it a colorless blender you're using? Yes, it is the Tombow blender. The Tombow colorless blender number N00. Brittany, I refuse to do delivery for grocery shopping since it costs way too much money compared to going to the store. Really? That isn't has not been my experience with, at least I think. Well, you know what? I might be missing out on certain deals or sales, but they usually advertise them on the website too. So I feel like I still get, bargains. But yeah, at least I hope I'm not getting gypped because I don't want to go to the grocery store. Because I don't want to go to the grocery store. You guys, I feel like I want to put some sort of like some other colors up in here on these pillows, but I'm not sure. Let's do some green for some leaves. Let's do that. Let's just avoid altogether the decisions that we need to make. Let's do olivine. I love that color. What is that? 66? 65. Yeah, 65. Okay. Yeah, at least I hope I'm not getting gypped. But they will usually say this is on sale or this item has cash back or, something like that. So I try, even though I'm getting them delivered, I try to still be savvy about what I'm ordering. And I try not to just order randomly. You know, what I used to do when I would go to the grocery store more myself, I could just randomly stop by on any given day, right? And pick up a few things and pick up this and pick up that. And I don't do that because I don't, want to incur like extra charges and stuff like that. But I so far have found the prices to be comparable. I guess it depends on where you're ordering your groceries from. Most of my deliveries are either from Sam's Club or Walmart. I haven't gotten grocery deliveries from other stores. I think I might have gotten something from Whole Foods before, but that was just because it was an easy like add-on to an Amazon order that I had already placed. And y'all know Amazon owns Whole Foods, so Whole Foods had a good deal for delivery bit, but I didn't see it with other stores. Now I don't have one nearby. I miss it so much. Organic food cheaper than Walmart. Yeah. Whole Foods is like a mixed bag for me. One day I went into Whole Foods, and I like Whole Foods. I don't shop there often, but I will add stuff here and there when I'm doing an Amazon order because it's not like any extra charge or anything like that. But you guys, one day I went into Whole Foods to get a bag of cherries, and they were gorgeous. Okay, these were beautiful cherries. And I get up to the register. It's the only thing I was getting. And God, they wanted to charge me $30 for those cherries. And let me tell you, I didn't have that many cherries. And I left those cherries right there. And I didn't shop at Whole Foods again for a couple years. Because I was like, no, that's crazy. And at that time, also, their prices were not good. They already were not good, at least at that time. And so, yeah, I left those cherries right there. And I walked out and I stayed away from Whole Foods for a while. Now, what I do like, and I never order delivery from this store, but whenever I've gone into the store, I always find something interesting and tasty. And that is Trader Joe's. Do you guys shop at Trader Joe's? They've got some interesting foods that are actually tasty, the ones that I've tried so far anyway. Like they have a lot of like natural stuff, like dried fruits, really good prices on stuff like that, because dried fruits can be very expensive depending on where you go. But when I go to Trader Joe's, the prices on that type of stuff are really good. I don't go there enough, but again, because I don't have one close by and I don't do delivery from there. Pink and teal colored colored pillows. That is a good idea. That will go with this and kind of help bring it together. That's a good idea, Kim. Thank you. That is a good idea. Let me do these. I'm gonna have to go back and do some shading and stuff to make this look decent, but I'm liking the way these colors are kind of coming together. Again, no one has to see this except you guys and me, so I am 1 subscriber away from having 350 subscribers, and I'm so geeked about that. I mean, look, it doesn't take a lot to make me happy, okay? It doesn't. It doesn't have to be a million. It doesn't. No. Every single one, I'm excited. Okay, like I said, I did a giveaway at 100 subscribers. I was so excited. Oh my God, I got 100 subscribers. I was super excited, and I still get excited. I'm not a great YouTuber though, because I don't look at my numbers really. But recently, Mary was telling me that I had posted a short, and she was like, "Oh, the short is doing really good." And I was like, I don't even think to look and see. Like, I look at my stuff to see if there are comments, that I need to respond to or to like or something like that. But I never am looking at like the count. And it had done pretty good. I was like, wow. I guess I should be looking at stuff like that, to see how I'm doing. But I just want to come on and have fun, and I don't want it to feel like work in any way, like that I need to be checking this stat or that stat. So I don't know if I'm gonna be that type of YouTuber. I just want to have fun. I want to look at everybody's stuff. I want to catch everybody's lives, even though YouTube is a hater, and YouTube will not tell you when certain people are live or when they post certain stuff. You just gotta find it. Gotta happen upon the live. And that's you got me through completing my page for the Inklings group. Yay! I love finished pages, you guys. I love finished pages. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. That is a wrap for today. Y'all know I will be live on wait, I just sold my whole collection of 217 Spectrum Noir alcohol markers last week. And they were delivered to a buyer in California, and eBay's gonna pay me. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Okay. I have never like sold stuff like that. I've given away a ton of stuff, but I've never like sold things. But I'm thinking about maybe getting rid of my Albrecht Dürer pencils, and I might sell them if I end up giving them up. I'm giving them, 6 months or so to earn their keep. But there's one thing that I think I would sell. So I had put it in the giveaway pile, but somebody made a comment. They were like, well, you could just sell this or sell that or whatever, and it hadn't occurred to me. But what I'm going to sell when I get my act together is my Cricut. So I have a Cricut, and I have the Brother Scan and Cut, and I use the Brother Scan and Cut way more than I use my Cricut. And so I had put my Cricut in the giveaway pile, and I took it back because I'm going to give it another few months to see if I'm really going to use it or not. I have a couple of projects in mind, but if I don't use it, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to have to figure out a way to sell my Cricut, because I don't need both cutting machines up in here. Okay. I got to make room for my husband to buy me that electric die cutting machine that I know he's going to get me. Oh, the Albert Duras and the Inspire books. That's what I'm going to do. They've got 6 months to earn their keep, you know. But anyway, y'all, I will be live on, hopefully I'll be showing you guys this finished page soon. I will be showing you my turning my dog man into Prince finished page soon, I hope. And I'll be live on Monday for Creatively Faithful. Anybody who wants to stop by, we chat about things. We do community together as believers and non-believers. All are welcome. But I do like faith-based crafting. Let me show you one thing that I did. I have this book, you guys, that I got off Amazon. I do not recommend. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. But I was trying to do like art journaling with the names of God and his character and how he shows up. And I'm going to redo this. But we just do like crafty, coloring, creative stuff and talk about things that matter. Monday, 2 p.m. Central. And then no matter what, I will be back here for like coloring and crafty good things on Thursdays, next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Now, I want to tell you when other people are going to be live, but I cannot remember everyone's times. I know that Angela goes live on Fridays at, I don't know exactly what time. I know that Shannon is live throughout the week, and I know for sure on Tuesdays. Let me not even start. You know how people say if I start mentioning names, I know I'm going to forget somebody. Let me not pretend like I know the schedule. I need to write it down so I can share it. But anyway, thank y'all for stopping by, hanging out with me. I will see y'all Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Peace out. Be blessed, you guys. Have a good one. Yeah, yeah.